Hey guys, I often get asked what my show prep routine is for my horses, and as many of you probably do know, the majority of the work is really done in the weeks leading up to the event rather than the day before the actual show itself, particularly in getting their skin looking really good. So I thought I'd do a bit of a show prep diary for you, running you through how I do things and give you some ideas. So this is easy. He is a 3-year-old quarter horse gelding, and he's got some halter classes coming up at a breed show. So 6 weeks out from the show, I start looking at the coat, wanting to consider. So he's been on spell over the summer. His mane's short because we just had a photo shoot 2 weeks ago that I used him for. So I did tidy him up, hence you can see the sticky out hairs out of his ears have been trimmed, but all the inside ones are still there. Whiskers are still there because I don't take those off, but I did tidy up his jawline, and his mane was banded for the photo shoot, so hence it's shorter. Otherwise it would be a fair bit longer. At this stage, really all I'm doing, I'm going to look at his body condition, look at if I need to, see if I'm happy. So for him, 3-year-old, I don't want him too heavy. So I want enough coverage without being too heavy for his size. But I might look at feed and see whether I need to change anything like amounts of feed. I don't like to change actual feed unless I absolutely have to. And then it's really just about getting his coat really good and get his skin really good. So to do that, I use the High Shine Hot Oil Coat Conditioner as a grooming spray. So a bit of oil in the bottom mixed up with water and a nice firm bristled brush. This is the Haas Diamond Rice Root brush that I have used for years and love. As you can see, he's just shifting a bit of coat at the moment, so that hence the extra hairs, because I have just sprayed him with the grooming spray and then brushed it in really well. At 6 weeks out, I'll start looking at the coat and then consider whether I'm going to need to clip or not, or what we need to do there. Deciding on clipping, and if you are going to clip, when to clip, really comes into the time of year and the facilities that you have. So these guys are out of summer spell. They've come in under lights about 6 weeks ago. So he's just starting to shift a bit of coat now, which he sort of blew a bit of coat over the summer being out on spell. So his coat is starting to shift. So that's where, if you are going to put them under lights, you really need to be looking at sort of 8 weeks, I find, before the show, to make sure if they're coming under lights, so they start and can drop the coat in time for the event and have a really nice skin. If you are needing to clip, if you're going to consider clipping, if it's a winter, you've got a horse with a heavier coat, the timing of that may depend on the time of year as well. So if it's well before the winter solstice, so it's in the first half, before the first half of winter, you're probably going to want to clip closer to the event rather than further away, because they're going to keep growing a winter coat. So if you clip too soon, you may find, or too far out from the show, you may find they've continued blowing the coat, and you'll want to you won't have as nice a clip as you'd like. If it's later in the year, so it's after the shortest day of the year, then you can sort of clip further out from the event and get away with it, because they will not, or they should not, in theory, blow another coat or keep blowing their winter coat. It does obviously come down to the individual horse and situation that it's in. So yeah, I will spray him and groom him well with the grooming spray. I live on tank water here, so I'm not lucky enough to have reticulated paddocks, so my paddocks get very dusty in the summer. I tend not to worry about washing the horse too much. I don't like to strip the oils out of the coat unless I really need to with the washing. So I tend to just use the grooming spray. They'll actually get them quite clean anyway, because it lifts all the dirt off the skin, and you can wipe it off or hose it off or brush it off. So I don't tend to wash. I will do a mane and tail wash, and sort of particularly in winter when we're rugging a bit more, I will wash the mane at least probably maybe once a fortnight, and tail sort of as needed. But at this sort of stage, I'm not going to be too worried about mane and tail. I'm really just going to start with the grooming routine. And then rugging wise, obviously rugging appropriately. My rugs get pretty filthy here at the moment because of the dust, so as soon as they roll in the paddock, they do not look very clean at all. But I'm more concerned about how clean or dirty the rug is on the inside against his skin, and then wash them sort of at least once a week or as needed. So that's probably it for episode 1. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hopefully I've covered everything. But yeah, mainly the main things you're wanting to think about right now, sort of 6 to 8 weeks out of the show, is just getting your grooming routine really good and starting to get the coat the length that you want and the skin conditioned and the hair conditioned and moisturized. And that's where, like I said, I use the High Shine Hot Oil as a grooming spray, but use whatever you love and get started and see how you go. If you've got any questions, guys, let me know.